Hey Dodgers Nation, on this episode of the 3 Up 3 Down podcast, we'll talk about a disappointing series against the Houston Astros, catcher Will Smith's quietly awesome third year in the majors, and we'll touch on the upcoming weekend series against the Orange County Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, not actually from Los Angeles. Welcome back to the 3 Up 3 Down podcast. My name is Eric Ulo. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. That is at EEULAU. This is a 5-minute Dodgers Nation podcast. You can find it on the Dodgers Nation YouTube page. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. The Dodgers split their 2-game series with the Houston Astros, losing Tuesday and winning Wednesday. And it was another disappointing series for the Dodgers against a quality winning team. And it's happened a lot in the last couple of weeks, and it's happened a lot the last few months. Look, the Dodgers are 24-29 against teams above 500. This is the Houston Astros, the team that cheated you out of the 2017 World Series. The first time fans have been allowed in the stands in Dodger Stadium. And yes, Lance McCullers pitched a hell of a game on Tuesday night for the Astros. But you just had to get that game. You needed these 2 games for a variety of reasons. The Giants lost on Tuesday night inexplicably to the Diamondbacks 3-1. You had a big opportunity to pick up a game against a hated blood rival in the Houston Astros. Max Muncy swung out of a pitch that should have been ball 4. That was probably a foot and a half away from the plate, and the Dodgers just left a ton of guys on base and didn't get it done. The schedule for the Dodgers lined up beautifully to take both these 2 games, to execute the opportunity to just take it to the Houston Astros. You played the Diamondbacks on Sunday, or over the weekend, the worst team in baseball. You were off on Monday, time to reset the bullpen, time for guys like Mookie Betts and Cody Bellinger to nurse their injuries. You had your 2 best pitchers on the mound, Walker Buehler, Max Scherzer, 2 absolute gamers, guys that have always gotten up for big starts, big important starts for their teams throughout their careers. Obviously, Scherzer's career is a little longer, but we all know what Buehler can do when a game really, really matters. 2 elite pitchers, and I don't use that word lightly. That word gets thrown around a lot in professional sports, especially with elite quarterbacks. But that's a rant for a different day for a podcast I don't do. A great opportunity to pick up a game against the Giants. And yeah, I love the Max Scherzer curtain call, the standing O after 7 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 2 earned in his Dodger debut to really lead the charge, to strike out that last batter. And it's great. But I think all of the hoopla from that kind of washed out the fact that they split this series against the Astros. The Dodgers have to play better against teams above 500. They're going to need to do that if they're going to catch the Giants and win the NL West. There's still plenty of time, but they gotta do it now. Will Smith had another big home run for the Dodgers, this time against the Astros on Wednesday night to put the Dodgers up 4-1 in the bottom of the first. Smith has had a ton of big hits this year and for his career with the Dodgers. But sometimes when you're on a roster as loaded and as talented with the names the Dodgers have, you fly under the radar a little bit. And I think that's the case for Will Smith as well as A.J. Pollock. I think Max Muncy and Chris Taylor used to fall into that bucket, but those guys got their All-Star nods this year, as they should have. They deserve it, but not enough people are talking about Will Smith. Came up in 2019, played only 54 games. The back half of those 54, you saw his batting average is nosedive. The playoffs wasn't pretty. Then you said, okay, can this guy do it for a full season in 2020? Full season doesn't happen. COVID, he plays in only 37 games. And now you come to 2021, where he's played 88 games, 179 games for his career. And if he can keep what he's doing, he has the opportunity to be the best hitting catcher in baseball for the next 5-10 years. He's ready to take the throne from Buster Posey once he retires. Smith is hitting .856 for his OPS behind Buster Posey this year, with catchers with a minimum of 250 plate appearances. He has a weighted runs created plus of 133. You can't say enough about what Will Smith has done with the bat, and he's been average defensively by frame rate and defensive runs saved, which is fine for now, but you gotta just appreciate what Will Smith has done for this team. He's been solid, he's been steady, and more importantly, he's been very, very productive. The Dodgers will host the Orange County not from Los Angeles Angels for the second and final leg of the Freeway Series starting on Friday when David Price takes the mound against lefty Patrick Sandoval. Sandoval with a 3.38 ERA, the best regular starter for the Angels. I'm not counting Ohtani. Yes, he's the AL MVP. What he's done this year is astonishing, and we may never see it again, but he's not a regular starter. A very intriguing matchup on Sunday. You have Walker Buehler versus Reed Detmers. Why have you never heard of Reed Detmers? Because the dude started one Major League game, and it was on August 1st when he got lit up for 6 earned against the A's. However, he is left-handed, and the Dodgers have never seen him before. And sometimes that's a recipe for disaster for the Dodgers offense. The Dodgers this begins a stretch of 5 of the next 6 series against teams that are at or above 500. The Dodgers have been treading water lately. They're 9-9 in the All-Star break. It's time to stop treading water and to start swimming. And it could all start with the Angels. Plus, you have the Giants at Milwaukee, a perfect time to pick up a couple games as the Giants face some stiff competition on the road. That's it. That's all I got. Make sure to listen to the Blue Heaven podcast with Brooke and Clint. Dodgers Dugout with Doug McCann. If you haven't already, download the app, the Dodgers Nation app on Google Play or the App Store. Thank you, and we'll see you on the other side.